the channel, episode 3. So, last episode, we started shooting down the intruder, which will get us some eminence and living metal. But there's nothing more to do there, so what we are going to do, our purpose, our task, our silly little objective. Over here, we are going in with Heki. So let's make sure that we upgrade what we can upgrade. With him. Which I believe we have done. Heki is ready. Okay, so for enemies we have Servitor, Skitari, and some Necron stuff. We'll get 1 Dynastic Awakening, 2 Eminence, and 15 Living Metal.
Among the Upachani, cryptic Jebka styled himself Grand Vizier to the Pharaoh. Jebka was a master of exotic radiation and power-rational energy, a creator of mighty and esoteric weapons. Sankotep had often sought his counsel on the use of such technology.
Jebka. He will have fortified his resting place with such horrors. Yet without our hand, he may never awaken. I would have you, Vargard, open his stasis crypt and summon him to my court.
I shall see it done, my Pharaoh.
Alright. You know what? I'm gonna try this. I've never actually tried the Dominate one. I usually go for Living Metal Recruitment. Why am I saying usually? I've only played 2 episodes. Anyway. Okay. Immortal, Spider, and 3 units of Scarabs. Oof. Okay. So, real quick, the Immortals will give us 2 squads of Immortals armed with the Tesla Carbine, which has Assault, they can still move after using it, and Bounce. It will affect the closest unit. Now, I'm guessing Bounce to within range 2. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Let's go. Yes. Our first fight. Time is a weapon like any other. If nothing else, I can simply wait for my foes to rot. Orkan the Diviner. Orkan as a character is so delightfully petty.
The enemy troops, Skitari as they called themselves, surrounded the tomb in great numbers, but most were engaged in fighting the constructs that poured forth. Jebka had never been idle in creating defenses to protect himself.
Isolate and wipe out the closest group of invaders. Create a gap in their lines.
Okay. Okay. Let us see. Boop. Beep. Bop. Okay. Command protocols are unique actions. They cost nothing to use, but share while cooldown across all Necron units. Each time a unit's turn ends, the cooldown is reduced. And Heki, meticulous overseer of tireless Canoptech legions. Heki ensures the dynasty endures through relentless repair and control. To him, warriors are resources to be reclaimed and returned to the eternal war. On the battlefield, Heki's playstyle is that of specialized support, able to buff the canoptek constructs of his court from a position of protection behind spider and scarab swarms. With his reanimation orb and healing ability, Necron units become even more resilient than they already are. Okay, okie dokie. Okay. Sure. Okay, that is two. Them being injured is helpful. Now you're gonna go over there. And my turn. Let me think. What do I want to do? No? Okay, we're gonna move first. We're gonna go over here. And Vengeful Stars. And then black. And my turn. No. Okay, that wasn't a very impressive nom. But we'll, you know, we take what we can get. Get rid of his cover. Stop shooting my allies. It's really quite rude. Ow! You bastard. You're a little bastard, man, is what you is. Okay. And down. Okay. I see how this is going to work now. You're going to go there. There we go.
All is ready.
You heal. Okay. You're gonna scoot over there, and no. Okay. Ow. That's rude. Don't do that. What happened to being a good guest? I swear, no one has any appreciation for hospitality these days. These younger species of the galaxy. Die! Okay, we win. So let us see. Into the tomb we go. La, da, 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 da.
Was famed for his brilliance and notorious for the experimental technology he created. Never shy, ever circumspect, anticipated the approach to his tomb would be seeded with systems designed to ensnare and eliminate intruders.
Okay. Oh god. Okay. Okay, so let me see. We can either network search, take the approach slowly, using the Royal Guard's warriors to search for sensors and traps as they go. Sacrificial vanguard, send a small unit of Necron warriors ahead, so they will trip any defenses and make the main force aware of them. Or... oh god. Select the... Necrons don't take risks. We could do... ooh... no, I'm gonna do this. Network search.
The methodical approach was most logically sound, and indeed the Royal Guard uncovered many of Jemka's sensor boundaries and isotopic tripwires.
Oh, no consequences. That was nice. And a fight. Okay.
The enemy are scattered, but not defeated. Break through these wretched vermin before they can attempt a defense.
Okay, we're killing more Skitari. So let me see. Gonna rotate. We've got one ranger there. Servitor there. Servitor, ranger, ranger, servitor, ranger. Okay. You're gonna go there. You can go there. You know what? I'm gonna do a second immortal.
I command as I am commanded.
He's gonna scoot up here. Oh, okay. I did not expect them to not die. That's rude. Nope, nope. Damn it. Stop that. Thank you. Nom, 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 nom.
All is ready.
Okay, choices, decisions, things to do. There we go. You know what? Sure. Oh, right. Damn it. That's embarrassing. Usually I remember details like that.
War is at its most pleasing when observed from the rear lines.
Let me think. Okay, here's what we're gonna have to do. I don't have a line of sight there, but I do have one there. Okay, I killed 2 Skitari. Well, a Skitari and a Servitor. Ow! Face tank, face tank. Just gonna face tank. Let's see if I can buy time for those other warriors to wake up.
By the dynasty.
Actually, can I? No, I cannot. But I can do that. Nope, no line of sight. Okay.
Observing the fields.
Psst. No, damn it. Okay. You know, I could have been a little more graceful about that battle, but it worked. It worked out. God, everything's gotta be graceful. What am I? Legionary of the Emperor's Children? Okay, choices. We don't have anyone to reanimate. We could generate 10 Dominion, restore 50 HP. I'm gonna get 10 Dominion. Because I'm comfortable with where Vigilance is, and, you know, everything's fine.
Invaders had not yet breached the tomb, but there was another obstacle besides. A canoptic spider roamed near Jebka's sarcophagus chamber, its mandibles flared ready for combat. The construct showed no deference even to the nobles who led the royal guard.
This construct should be occupied with repairing the tomb, not barring our path. Jepka has clearly meddled with its protocols to serve his own needs. But I did not believe even he was arrogant enough to threaten the royal guard. Construct, you will permit us free passage in the name of the Pharaon.
Oh dear.
In response, the construct merely charged its particle beamer and emitted interstitial signals that Nefershar could not decipher.
It seems the Grand Vizier
Oh,
thought
boy.
his privacy outweighed the authority of the throne. A delusion that must not stand.
Okay, so we can destroy it. We can... Okay. Let's see. 3 options. Simply destroy it. State the many titles and deeds of Pharaoh Senkotep, which should override it. Or destroy part of the tomb. You know what? Let's take it. This is a chance we would take, because it's all about ego.
And furthermore, the Lord Defender of the suzerainty of Kisroth,
Oh
the
dear.
High Admiral of the Void Wing Triumphant, bearer of the Triarchal Seal.
In spite of the Pharaoh's many appellations and achievements, the construct remained oblivious to Nefershar's authority. The royal guard used the time it took to list Senkotep's
Oh my
epithets
God.
to take up advantageous positions for the potential combat.
Oh my god, okay. That's embarrassing. Good news, we get a little more liberty with our deployments, but that's...
This defective construct has served as an obstacle long enough. Deactivate it to a terminal end.
Okay. Let me think. Let me think. I'm gonna put my Canoptic Spider there. Immortal there. Immortal there. Scarab Swarm there. Deploy. Okay. You're gonna... Okay. Good news and bad news. Good news, we are already causing destruction and chaos. Bad news... Okay, it has 13 HP. So killing it is going to be a bit of a project. The shield is gone, which is good. Now begins the... Okay, we need to get rid of that armor. Curse of the Vengeful Stars. Okay. Now what we're gonna do, of course, they've got reinforcements. Oh god, okay, oh jeez.
Vucari-gaming.
Jesus, okay. Okay, that's not good.
Kilroth.
Okay. Okay. Kill, kill, kill.
Observing the field.
Okay. Whew. Slightly more annoying than I was expecting.
Unexpected visitors. I had wondered at all the noise.
Cryptek Jepka. Our Pharaon commanded you be awakened to attend him within the Sepulchre Regnant. I am surprised to find you already released from stasis.
I am surprised our Pharaon could recall me at all. My diagnostics suggest his engrammatic degradation to be severe. No. My tomb woke me some time ago in response to the alien presence. Thus far, my constructs have dissuaded interlopers. I trust the spider at my door gave you little trouble.
My Grand Seneschal, Viceroy. The title escapes me. No matter. I recall such grand weapons and cunning devices at my disposal. I have need of your craft, my technomancer.
I am your Grand Vizier, my Pharaon. The eons of the Great Sea have doubtless taken their toll, but worry not. Your loyal servant stands ready to assist you in grasping the principles by which you ruled before your slumber.
I rule as ever I did. I need no other's hand to steer my domain. Return to the Sepulchre Regnant, Grand Vizier, and yes, I shall determine the course of my command. I shall remember what to do.
Of course, my Pharaon. A million apologies for offering even the slightest appearance of doubt. Grand Vizier Jebka is at your disposal, ever devoted and dutiful.
Oh, poor Pharaon. So, 15 living metal, 1 dynastic awakening, and 2 eminence. So, not all the Necrons still have, well, what the hell? Not all the Necrons still have their souls. Souls, consciousnesses, whatever you want to define it as. The many of the warriors, all of the warriors, and the vast majority of the immortals are essentially just mindless, soulless constructs. Oh, hello.
Report, Cryptek.
As predicted, the pylons were easily reclaimed by your warriors, honored Vargard. The invaders displayed unexpected resilience, but it was of little consequence in the end.
And the weapons themselves.
My technomantic skills were enough to make the pylons responsive to the throne's command protocols once more. They are Annihilators were the pinnacle of such weapon technologies. With the strength to reach into Kivroth's orbit, their coils thrummed to bursting with energy, and their focusing crystals glowed green hot. The ground shook with their fury. Direct hits, Vanguard. The craft was not destroyed, but its orbit is decaying rapidly. It is entering the upper atmosphere.
Then the Pharaoh's will has been done.
Gained another eminence and living metal. But, so, what I was saying. Yes, not all the Necrons have their souls. And many of the Necrons that are, puddling about are, not to put too fine a point on it, screaming insane. However, what is happening is the slow degradation during their centuries, their eons of sleep, a degradation of cognitive ability. Over time, they are losing their ability to think, their ability to remember, and they are becoming something less than they were. A tragic degradation. Let's see. I'm gonna give you leadership. Okay. We've unlocked 3 of our 5 elites. None of the destroyer cult, and none of the crypts. Oh, knocked over my microphone. Derp, 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 derp. Let me see. The critical path. Our last awakening is the Nylark. Oh boy. So we're gonna have Lord Amuka. So let's see if there's anything I want to give him. I'm gonna give him the Devourer Necroscarab. No. Shadow Wound Periapt. And the Killing Surge. Which apparently gives him an additional 2 hit points. Very nice. Okay. And we're just gonna rush this out.
Yet, Sankotep tolerated their nihilistic madness to use them as weapons and enforce his rule. Their master, Nylark Ukonsep, was of the Eupatridae, and would be necessary for the destroyers to accept the Pharaoh's command.
I am told Ukonsep's tomb has not yet been uncovered by the invaders. She slumbers still, and must be awoken. This task I grant to you, Argod.
It shall be done, my Pharaoh. The Nylark's host are known to not cleave to the will of their superiors. The task is complex.
They will obey their Pharaoh. But until such time as Ukonsep is by my side, the adherents to the Destroyer Creed may need more forceful persuasion to accept the authority of a Argod. I trust that will not be a significant obstacle, Nevershah.
I know well the caprice of the Destroyers. They will be brought to heel.
So we're gonna go with living metal and just dive in. Necron warriors, Canoptic wraith, and 2 units of flayed ones. I will say the wraith are interesting. Wraith form, vicious claws, and fly. But okay, let's explain the whole destroyer cult thing. Similar to how the flayed ones have a hunger.
Entrance to Mechanicus' tomb was untouched by the invader, and indeed seemed untouched by any save time.
Open in the name of Vargard Nevershah, Hand of the Pharaon. It will not open. No great surprise. The destroyers in their madness eschew the appropriate protocols. We must make our own way through.
So we can manipulate, access the inner working of the door, demolish, use raw force to smash it open, or bypass. I'm gonna bypass.
Searching around the parts of the tomb above the surface, an area of weakness was identified where seismic activity had partially collapsed an outer wall. The Vargard's force removed rubble and widened the breach until they were able to gain entrance.
So the destroyer cult are
To the Destroyer Creed were already awake, though Vucari herself still slumbered. In the darkness of the tomb, they confronted the agents of the Vargard. The Destroyers gave no sign of deference to the Vargard's rightful commands. The emblematic pathways of their minds twisted, lost in waves of nihilistic madness.
If you intend to prove a point by sacrificing yourselves before accepting my authority, then such a gesture is no more than a waste of the materials of which you are constructed.
The destroyers were still unmoving, but hyperphase fields and Gauss coils whined with growing energy as the Royal Guard attained firing positions.
Such a tiresome game of power this is, when there is but one power on Kivaroth. To stand in the way of the Pharaon's command is to beg for execution.
okay. So the destroyer cults were infected, for lack of a better term, by a nihilistic belief that
These outcasts know nothing but their madness. If they choose to stand in our way, they shall be annihilated.
that the galaxy will only be proper or clean when it has been wiped, when all life has been annihilated. In pursuit of this, they modify their bodies for hyper lethality, fortune conquest, and little else. Amuka embodies the creed that authority is proven in battle. Swift and unrelenting, she descends upon the foe in a storm of living metal. Amuka is a melee damage dealer, able to swiftly close the gap between herself and enemy units to unleash. Her court is composed of nothing but the most aggressive Necron units.
I ask only that the enemy is within my reach.
Okay. What are we looking at? 8 HP and 1 shield. 8 remaining HP, 1 shield, 1 armor. And yes, we are going to become obscured because I... Oh, I forgot. I can attack twice. That's my mistake. I've already made a tactical boo-boo. Oh boy. Yes. A tactical boo-boo. Ow. Stop it. Okay, I may have made a terrible mistake. Okay.
Scythe them down.
You're gonna go over there. I'm only on Dominion level 2.
Let me give rein to our hatred.
Okay.
I am the blade.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Did not expect that to work. I mean, it's still got a problem to deal with, and the problem is that Amuka's nearly dead. But, you know what? Everything's fine. Everything's okay.
Seeking the foe.
Oops. My mistake.
I trust this needless waste has demonstrated our worthiness to enter the inner tomb. Continue and locate Ugenseb's sarcophagus chamber.
But essentially, because of their nihilism, they seek to eliminate everything. From plants, bacteria, the whole, anything and everything that can be destroyed, they destroy.
The passageways leading to the inner part of the tomb formed a gauntlet of deadly traps. They were symbolic of the Destroyer's hatred of all life. But the material danger they posed was very real.
There is no need to incur further losses reaching Ugenseb. We will dismantle or avoid these countermeasures, and in doing so, remind the Destroyers they stand below the throne of the Pharaon.
3 possible choices. I'll just go down so our choices are the Ferrosynaptic Disruptor Array, the Monoatomic Pendulum Blade Armatures, or the Codewalk Gravitic Annihilation Zones. All of this is just proving to me why most Necrons don't like destroyers, because what's the point of ruling the galaxy if there's nothing to rule? We're gonna go, I'm just gonna, you know what, yeah.
The Royal Guard negotiated the hidden pressure sensors adeptly, but several were nevertheless affected by missteps. Emerald beams stabbed out from emplaced weaponry, and synaptic discharges shredded higher engrammatic functions.
Okay. Alright, and then last battle.
The destroyers are not alone in this region of the tomb. Its warrior phalanxes are also awakening. We cannot assume they remain unaffected by the destroyer's madness. Fight through them before they can demonstrate their wayward loyalties.
Okay, so this is new, so it's not necessarily a kill everyone battle, it's a get our HQ here. Okay, I can do that. So what am I gonna do? Well, I want to kill the warrior. Yeah. I'm actually gonna put my flayed ones over here with a warrior. Yeah, he's gonna go there and ow.
Blades bared.
You're going there. Sit your ass down. You're going stealthy. Enter. Ow. Ha.
Seeking the foe.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Ow. Okay, let me see. What are we doing? How are we doing? Oh. Don't like that? No, I do not.
I ask only that the enemy is within my reach.
Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, that lowers the vigilance. Okay, 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 okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I don't want you getting back up. I win. Oh, Jesus. Okay, okay, okay. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I am the blade.
The royal guard had reached the threshold of Uconcept's sarcophagus chamber. As the royal guard entered the chamber, Uconcept's stasis crypt opened, and the Nihilach emerged.
Who disturbs my rest? Such visions I had. Worlds laid barren, the earth scorched of life, the stars themselves dying at our hand. Now I awake into the foulness of a galaxy not yet dead. Nihilach Uconcept, the Royal Guard has come to summon you to the court of Sankotep, Master of Kivroth. We are to heed the word of a Vargard, the attack dog of the Pharaon, the most beloved pet fawning at the foot of his throne. We will not be summoned like underlings to grovel at court. You enter my tomb as intruders in a sovereign realm, not as emissaries to whom we owe deference.
Elon's in stasis had done little to temper Uconcept's brutality or reinforce her proper loyalties. She advanced on the royal guard, clearly willing to destroy the Pharaon's emissaries to satisfy her pride as Nihilach of Kivroth's destroyers.
Stay your wrath, Nihilach. Kivroth is invaded. Interlopers infest our world. Invaders? A rival dynasty? Or some manner of alien filth? Human. A new and verminous biological species, daring to seize our world as their own. Acknowledge your Pharaon's authority, attend to him, and eradicate this scourge from our world. Repulsive. The very thought of such hateful, festering flesh.
There we
It
go.
must be scoured, severed, reduced to sterile dust. If my destroyers will have their rightful voice at Sankotep's court, and we may revel in the extermination of this teeming growth, then I deign to take my place beside the throne.
Thus did Uconcept, last of the Eupatridae, affirm her allegiance. Sankotep's court was restored for war. Though even at this early juncture, Nevershah could barely conceal her misgivings at the state of her master's retinue.
Okay. But yeah, those are the destroyers. All they want is to eliminate everything that lives. To create a galaxy truly dead. Even by the standards of the Necrons. They're the flip side of the coin of the Flayed One's madness.
Aliens have dared set foot upon Kivroth. This world of Kivroth, the seat of my dynasty, it is infested. Your duty is clear. Drive the invaders from my domain and reclaim what they have defiled.
Our legions are responding to the protocols of awakening. They gather ready to march.
My destroyers pledge their strength. The invaders are unclean, organic vermin who demand annihilation. They will all be ash before we relent.
My archives stir, and the catalogs of oblivion reopen. Soon, your cryptex shall once more construct weapons of wondrous power to aid the eradication of these interlopers.
My dynasty heeds its Pharaoh's call. This is as it should be. A lord must rule, must gather his subjects. He must issue his pronouncements. But how is a war to be waged? I would once record every facet of conquest and siege, but now such mastery eludes me.
A fleeting symptom of the great sleep, my Pharaon. With but a little time, I am certain all will return to you. A petty settlement serves the invaders as their would-be capital. They name it Ex Veritas.
A city, a capital, a symbol, yes. Break the stronghold, break the spirit. This I remember. My subjects, ready to march on this Ex Veritas.
The Theron's mind is addled. The great sleep has robbed him of his memories and wits. It shames the dynasty. Our command protocols should flow from a monarch worthy to wield them. Many unfortunate events happen in war. Even a pharaoh might fall to the enemy if circumstances permit. If he is made vulnerable by a faltering mind, it becomes all but inevitable.
Our campaign has barely begun, and our court is already plotting to overthrow
With
us.
his destruction, we would take charge. Destroy the filth. Sterilize Kivroth.
It would be our duty. Not for ourselves, but for the dynasty. An unfit monarch, making way for his finest commanders. To rule, to rebuild, to conquer, for Kivroth.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Last thing we're gonna do today is just scoop up some upgrades. Using living metal. Go over to Awakening. Okay. Our next Awakening opportunities are the Perfect Destruction, which does 2 damage and bounce. And Tesla Weave 2 to 4 does damage in a radius, but consumes, consumes Dominion. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Let me see. You have Tireless Guardian. Okay. And you're gonna get our spatial transfer node. I don't have a command protocol to give you yet. But okay, real quick, our next mission on the critical path is siege work, which will have us scouting. We will be up against a bunch of Skitari and servitors. But that's going to wait until next time, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this episode. It won't be too long until the next one comes out. Until then, I'm Z here at Vucari-gaming. Be good to each other.